everybody. Today we're gonna be talking about Hatha Yoga. So far I haven't actually tell you guys why is it that I do Hatha Yoga, and I probably haven't even mentioned that word too much. But that's the type of yoga that I chose to do when I got really sick years ago of rheumatoid arthritis. I'm still actually with the disease in my body. Um, Hatha yoga is the classic yoga where you hold the poses for a longer time and you pair them with a synchronized, gentle, deep breathing. Uh, to me, I respect all of the different kind of yoga. Any type is good. The forms of exercise and yoga is good no matter what kind it is. But for me, the classic yoga where you hold the pose allows for your body to get the signal to your brain and your joint, whatever you are doing, that as it turning this way, that I have to keep opening at my shoulder level, at my hip level, at my back deltoid, right? Um, it allows for calmness. It allows for you to catch on your breath, and also it allows you for be correcting the pose. Because the flow yoga is like you might be here, and from here you immediately come here, and you change the pose, and you open, and you close, and you do the three, and you're going like that. So it doesn't really give you time to catch up, and especially if you're a beginner, it doesn't give you time to correct your pose. But for all those different reasons, I choose Hatha Yoga, and today I'm going to show you a few basic exercises of Hatha Yoga. Stick around. Alright guys, so we're going to start with the mountain pose, which is a pose where we just stand up nice and tall. And again, in Hatha Yoga, we are holding this for at very least 10 seconds, so we have the time to say, oh, my arms might maybe want to go a little taller. I can maybe straighten up my elbows more. My hands might be facing different ways, and I go up. The 2 palms have to be facing to each other, and my hips have to be a little forward, my navel in, my shoulders relaxed. So you have time to do all that while you're holding the pose. As a variation, just for you to know, you can do the mountain pose just with your arms right here or with your palms this way, and just standing tall and correcting your posture, elbows straight, hips in a little bit. I'm gonna go back to the one with the arms high. Again, we hold this for at very least, we're holding it now for probably about 20 seconds. So from here we can do the tree poses. We're next to a tree. You get your hands closer, you bring them down to the chest, and lift one of your legs up. Because Hatha Yoga allow us to hold this for longer, then you can have the time to say, hey, my leg needs to open a little more. You can bring your hand and help you open the tight a little bit. You can experiment with hand positions and say, okay, what happens if I open my arms? Maybe that helps you stay more in balance. That helps you also open up your shoulder blades. It helps you feel more like open to the blessings of the world, open to love, open to abundance, open to seeing the good in people. This is actually a position I really like for my tree pose. If you're feeling down, if you're feeling let down, betrayed, or just having a blue day, you might want to practice the tree with your hands up and make you feel higher and taller, empowered, more centered, connected with your arms to the divine elements and with your foot, with the beautiful Mother Earth. And now you can bring your hands down and you can go to another pose and hold it again. Like this is a very simple, basic pose in yoga where you are just stretching the back of your hamstrings. It's so easy, anybody can do it, and that's why I love Hatha Yoga. The poses are, anybody can do them, and you can do them on a chair too. We're gonna do a video about that. So here you are stretching all the back of your legs and your glutes and your back. You place your hands on your thighs, you push against it, so your legs are gonna be, if you notice I'm not gonna be like that, but because I'm pushing, my legs are a little bit of an angle. And what I tell the people in my class is I like to tell them to imagine, to visualize a golden cord right in the center of your head, pulling you forward, and that way you're opening, you have two opposite forces pulling your spine, making your spine grow a space in between your vertebrae. And as you are holding the pose, you might go from making this with your shoulders to rolling them down and back. You might be able to straighten up your knees more, to push farther in, to get that head more forward. Again, next thing you know, we're already like 30 seconds in this. And now you can switch to another position. You can get your hands in prayer and flex your knees and fall to one side. You're working your hip openers. You're still working your quads, working your shoulders, the right shoulder right now. And again, we're gonna hold it for at least 12, 15 seconds. You can build up your time, your resistance as you go on with your practice. Don't forget the breathing. And exhale for long, and then you go back to the center, and then you go to the other side. So next you can go from here to another pose. And let's say we're just gonna walk our feet back. Place your hands down, and we're gonna go for the down forward dog. Pulling your body in between your arms. Trying to keep your legs straight. Again, the beautiful thing about holding this for long enough is as you hold the pose, you can make corrections. You can correct the position of your feet, you can open them up or close them to find what works for you. You can have the time to push your back in between your arms so you get a farther stretch on your spine and your shoulders. You can have the time to straighten up your elbows. Great, and let's say from here you decide to come down. Oopsie, my glasses. You decide to come down, so I guess we're gonna go back to the down forward dog. And you decide to come down into the high cobra. And again here, as we're holding the high cobra, you have the time to straighten up your elbows, to straighten up your spine, to maybe correct some position. You can also bring your knees down, relax your feet, and hold this. You can find what's the angle that works for you, maybe a little lower, maybe a little higher. And then catch on your breath. Catch up on that breath, that's gentle and deep. So from here we're gonna go into a cat. Again, we're gonna hold the cat for at least 12 seconds by pushing your navel in, pushing your shoulders up, rolling them. You want to lower your head so your chin is trying to touch your upper chest. Don't forget to get that exhale slow, gentle, and long. And again, we're holding it for long enough to be able to push those deltoids up, and now we turn that cat into a cow. It's the metamorphosis here, guys. You lift your chin up, you sink your back in. And as you hold the pose, you can make corrections again. Maybe your hands are too over there. You want the hands exactly below your shoulders. So the Hatha Yoga allows you to do that. Maybe your back is kind of neutral. You want to sink it, and it allows you, okay, maybe I'm trying to push my back more up, sink my back in. Oh, and then I have to push my navel in. So you have all the time to do that. And once you get to the posture, the pose that is perfect for you, then you can focus on your breath and hold the pose for a few more seconds. All right, so let's go and try to show some sitting poses now that I'm trying to show you. This is a mini lesson. So for the sitting poses, we're going to start with the easy pose, which you have one leg forward, one leg back, and you place your hands just gently on your knees. When we switch, when we transfer from, let's say, lying down poses to sitting poses or standing to sitting, I want to take time to calm the body down and recoup the breath. So this is the time for you to calm down, get into a pattern of breathing that is a deep inhale and long exhale. Once you are there, we can start some twists, getting the right hand to the left leg. And in here, if you are doing this with me, try to get your neck as far back as possible to help you with that. Again, by holding this pose for longer, we have the time to go tell the shoulder, you need to go farther back so I can twist more. And my hip too. Hey, you also need to be farther back so I can twist more. Great, so now we turn to the other side and the same thing. You are gonna see that once you start the pose, like the first second, it's very different than like your second number 12 or 15. Like this is my first second. As I hold this pose, I can bring the hand a little farther back because my brain has the time to get the signal of what I want my body to do, and the brain helps you instead of being rushing from one thing to another. And then my hip also knows, oh, okay, she's twisting me that way, so maybe I need to open more. And it opens more. And I think you know your shoulder is going farther back. And then you go back onto your breath. And then try to relax on the posture as much as possible. Guys, so let's show you a couple more things and then I'm gonna let you go. So on this one, we're gonna get, in this case, the left leg. See, I'm grabbing with my right arm and I'm bringing it like under my opposite quad. If you cannot cross your right leg, it's okay to have them here, have the leg here, or cross it around. And at first, again, following the Hatha style, we're holding every single part of the posture for at least 12-15 seconds. So I have time to adjust my back. See how I'm gonna maybe bring this one here, make little adjustments. So your back's straight, your navel in, your leg as straight as possible. And you have the time to calm down that breath. Once you feel you are in bliss, you are in your higher spot, now you can do a twist. You can get the opposite arm to grab like in a hug form, your leg, and bring the other arm back. Again, your neck looking as far as possible to help you open up that twist. We can switch hands now. We get this one and this one back. Feel free to do any modifications that you feel like it. You can kind of fix your sitting bones so you are more comfortable. find the right position for your neck and your hand behind you. You can cross, that's fine, it's totally fine to go like this, and then you just hold it in place like that, or you can bring it forward, or you can cross it. It doesn't matter. And because you are not rushing to the next pose, trying to catch up with the instructor or something, you have the time to adjust whatever works for you, right? You can put your legs in a position that you kind of find that spot that works for you, that angle, make the adjustments, and hold your leg, and then without any rush, you find your right spot for you. Once you find it, you hold it, and you can focus on your breath. And now we continue with the twist. Opposite arm hugging the leg, the back arm as back as possible, your neck, your face farther back. You know, we're holding this for as long as possible, about 12 seconds at least, getting your neck facing away. And now as we're done, we turn the opposite way. And again, here we have no rush, so we can make adjustments on the leg position, your arm on the back. And once you find the perfect posture, you just take your neck back. And you can have time to push the right elbow a little farther back, get this arm maybe a little more across. And again, you get your 12 seconds done. And that's it for today. For more yoga videos, you can scroll down. I have yoga for the core, that's a good one. And there's some based on the chakras. Just check out the videos and see what works for you. We're gonna do another yoga video just on hip openers. Opening the hips are so critical for a healthy back, a healthy posture, healthy legs and feet. So on the next yoga video, we're gonna be doing all about your hips, opening up, working on the hips, always with Hatha Yoga. And that will be all for today. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to make your comments, your questions. One more time, if you don't like the video for some reason or something in the video, I'm super happy to hear it. And you can give us feedback about how you think we can improve, or what you would like us to talk about in this channel. Thank you so much for joining us, and thanks for your support. Bye-bye.